TikTok, an app used by millions, once known for its dance trends and short-lived viral moments, is now something entirely different. What started as a simple entertainment has turned into a maze of hidden communities, strange ideologies, and digital subcultures. Entire corners of this app exist that most people will never see. Places built with obsession, paranoia, hope, and identity. And the deeper you go, the harder it becomes to tell what's irony and what people actually believe. Because on TikTok, trends don't just spread, they become system beliefs. And these are the darkest corners of TikTok. Starting a little bit lighter, the peaceful side of it all. A place where worries feel distant, and hope is the entire point. Hopecore is a community on TikTok built around emotional reassurance, and it's a genre dedicated to celebrating the smaller things in life. And the content varies. One side focuses on kindness. Videos are shared almost like acts of charity. People helping the homeless,
Guys, just want to bless you this. Here's $1,000 for you. Yeah.
supporting the elderly, or just giving back to people who need it the most. It gives viewers something rare on the internet, proof that goodness still exists, a reminder that humanity can still be kind. But another side of Hopecore is quieter. It shows people simply living. A life without worry, without stress, without care of what other people think. People laughing with friends, driving with windows down, watching sunsets, and finding peace in the most simplest of moments. Even with the hardest parts of life, they still keep moving forward. And that's what makes it powerful. It tells people, this is your story, so why not try and live it fully? Hopecore gives people something that many come to the internet looking for. Comfort. A sense of meaning, humanity, even in darker times. But while Hopecore offers peace, many other corners do the exact opposite. On the opposite side, there's something far less comforting. Schizo posting. Often referred to as the TikTok Farlands, this isn't a single genre. It's more like a pattern. A style of content built on fragmentation, distortion, and unease. Videos that feel broken, as if they're not meant to be seen in full. But they don't always make sense. But that's the point. A lot of them rely on liminal spaces, empty hallways, abandoned buildings, familiar places that feel slightly wrong. And you've probably seen examples of this before. The backrooms trend becomes one of the earliest mainstream versions of it. A place that looks familiar, but not quite. Something between memory and imagination with a liminal feel. Some people describe it like deja vu, and others will say that it's something like a dream that you just can't fully remember. And that uncertainty is what makes it unsettling, because your brain tries to recognize it and fails. But there's a darker side of this content, one that fully leads into discomfort. With flashing lights, static, and distorted audio, unnatural figures, unreadable texts, and sudden shifts in tone. Sometimes even fabricated stories involving violence, collapse, or paranoia. Not always meant to be believed, but are meant to be felt in the moment. This is where formats like lobotomy core come in. a style of video designed to mimic the feeling of losing mental stability. One with overstimulation, whispering audios, red lighting, and distorted faces. Not to depict reality, but to simulate the sensation of it falling apart. Another variation appears in text over video formats, often called GIF talk style edits, where unsettling footage plays beneath, layered with captions that feel disconnected or unreadable. Some claim warnings, some reference unknown events, and some feel like fragments of conversations that you were never supposed to see. And trends like "The Fog is Coming" from early 2023 leaned into this completely, combining familiar faces, surreal events, and apocalyptic messaging. Not as a literal prediction, but as a feeling, a sense that something is approaching, even if nothing's there. And that's the core of this entire space. Not horror, not storytelling, but atmosphere. A controlled feeling of unease, delivered through an algorithm. There are many variations of it. But for now, that's where this side ends. Next, we move on to something entirely different. Something quieter, but far more personal underneath. Let's shift the tone again. Not back to happiness, but something quieter, much heavier. This side of TikTok is known as realcore. It's not a genre, but a pattern in how content feels. It's more grounded, where a focus shifts away from escape and more toward reality. Or at least, the way reality is meant to be interpreted. Here, content revolves around comparison. People measure themselves against others. The looks, personality, success, and failure. Things that feel permanent and seem difficult to change. Everything becomes something to evaluate. And unlike earlier spaces, there's nothing surreal to hide behind. No distortion, no abstraction, just direct, unfiltered reflection. For some, it starts as self-improvement, with genres such as looks maxing or gym talk, with an attempt to understand where they stand. But slowly, that intent can shift into this style of content. Motivation turns into evaluation, and evaluation turns into judgment. The content becomes colder, more personal, and less forgiving. Often it's paired with quiet, nostalgic footage, such as old gameplay from games, usually with text on top of it, with a saddening message. Or it can be paired with scenery with a depressing, worry-free feel, often paired with no username hashtags, or anything of that sort, just with the feeling itself and what it leaves behind. And it isn't always motivation. Sometimes it's reflection, discomfort, and sometimes it lingers longer than it should. The internet is a vast place with communities built for everybody. And TikTok is no exception. But TikTok doesn't just show the content, it shifts how people perceive reality. Sometimes without them even realizing it. From happiness and freedom, to fear and paranoia, to something quieter and more hopeless. Different corners of the same platform, all pulling at different emotions. And beyond what's usually known on the surface, there are entire genres that people never really notice. But sometimes, all it takes is a little closer look. Hey, Starman Reborn here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little more of a touchy subject, but I hope you guys enjoyed it either way. If there's anything you want to hear more about, feel free to leave a comment. And even if your comment may not get a reply, or even a like, there's still a good chance that I saw it. I'm always open to suggestions and feedback, good or bad. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Peace out, everybody.